Okay, now this is the fourth time. So I'm trying this from my phone instead of my computer. Apparently, my 3 hours with the internet guide did not help my internet as it keeps going out. So we're trying this again, the likability factor. So I was saying before that being likable, it's kind of a likable, popular, it's kind of a taboo word that we tend to not talk about, that we tend to think, oh, I don't know if we can talk about that. TV has kind of made that word seem almost bad, right? But you guys, we are in, sorry if you're popping on and you start, so I'm going to repeat what I did at the beginning. So this is all in one video instead of chopped up now. If you are in this business, we're a relationship business, you guys, it's really important to be likable. Being likable can be one of the best things you can offer somebody. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how educated you are. Being likable could be more important than all those things put together. So being likable, the definition is likability is an ability to create positive attitudes in other people through the delivery of emotional and physical benefits. So you're giving a great reaction because of you being likable. You bring out good things in other people. Here's two different studies. One at Columbia University said, I'm going to move my phone so I can read it. Success in the workplace is guaranteed not by what or whom you know, but by your popularity. Popular workers were seen as trustworthy, motivated, serious, decisive, and hardworking, and were recommended for fast promotion and generous pay increases. Yale University. People, unlike animals, gain success not by being aggressive, but by being nice. Go figure, right? Being nice. Research found that the most successful leaders all treated their subordinates with respect and made genuine attempts to be liked. Their approach gained support and led to greater success. Okay, so you guys, being likable is really important. It really can be the secret to your success to a happy and profitable life, not just in work, but with relationships in general, in family. Sometimes we get so focused on what we're doing. We're always so busy. We're at the grocery store. We can't even be friendly to the person in line because you're already thinking of the next thing. You bump into somebody. People are angry on the road. We always have stuff going on. Or at work, people are so focused on what the end result is instead of just being friendly along the way to people. So people who have a likable factor, okay, better on your end, good. I'm glad because I just got new internet and paid for new internet and it doesn't seem to be working. All right. People with high likability factor tend to land jobs easier, find friends quicker, and build happier relationships. They tend to keep their jobs and move up in their jobs. All right. People who are unlikable, which I know we don't want to talk about, but it's true. There's people out there who are just unlikable. They're crabby all the time. They're not friendly. Yesterday I was in the post office and this little guy was trying to find a box and the woman yelled across the post office to him, not a worker, just a customer. She was so rude and just the tone of her voice. She was kind of trying to help him, but being real snarky. She would not be a person I would approach. She had zero likability factor to me. So some people just have that unlikable factor about them. They suffer from having a hard time keeping and holding a job, finding friends. They may have spouse turnovers. It's almost like a form of social cancer if you're unlikable. People don't want to be around you if you're unlikable, right? Who wants the Color Street stylist of the party to be someone who's crabby all the time and complaining? That is not what's going to get you your next party, right? Unlikable characteristics are a primary reason why people can fail. All right. I hate to say it out loud, but it's true. People who are not liked by someone in authority, like if you're at your work and your boss doesn't like you, you're probably going to be one of the first people to go. If you're likable, they may try to keep you around, even if you're not great at the skills, but they like you. You might have a better chance of being given a second chance than the person who is just not enjoyable to be around. All right. Now, in this day and age, do you remember years ago, watch old movies? I mean, they always show bosses were terrible. They could be rude to people. It didn't matter. They didn't have to be liked. That's the way things used to be. Things are different now. Unlikability is not an option anymore, you guys. nowadays we have way too many choices. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why. We have a choice factor. People are given many, many choices now. There's many jobs out there. They don't have to be around a boss that's always mean to them, right? Short term, sorry. I also haven't had a phone in about 6 months and now it's working. So they got the phone working and it's them calling me probably to see if my stuff works. Short term thinking is kind of dying out now. Today's, with people just making rash decisions, thinking right now, that's going to hurt you in the long run. People need to start thinking long term. People thinking of themselves is a little bit different now too. People think, a lot of people now work with teams and they work, the whole word you hear of synergy. I am so sorry. I'm going to see if that's my last ring. Okay. You hear of the words like synergy, of people working together and banding together. So if you have someone in that group who is unlikable, it's not really going to be good in that synergy, in that teamwork. Boundaries are starting to dissolve. People used to have like set work, like, oh, I can be at work and my boss is terrible and people are rude, but then they go home. Well, now work and professional life really kind of aren't separate like that anymore. It's kind of all becoming part of your life. And so we're very much into, in this day and age, feeling good and being in this this mood of positivity. And if you're around something that's negative, we have choices that we don't have to stay in that as much anymore. And so, again, being unlikable isn't an option because people are going to leave. People aren't going to stay. They don't have those boundaries. If I'm going to work, it's miserable, but whatever. They're thinking, I'm going to just find another job because I want to have something where I like it. Success has also been redefined. We want freedom now, right? People think, and you hear a lot in our business that we have freedom, financial freedom and other types of freedoms. Financial freedom doesn't always mean, you're not working and you're making all this money, but it means that you are around people that you enjoy. You're around coworkers you like. You have a pleasant environment and you're making money. I mean, that's Color Street right there, right? That is your financial freedom. We're in this positive environment with a lot of people who have a lot of great likability factor traits. So a positive, workplace, they have found people nowadays are willing to quit a job and take a pay cut to be around an environment that they feel brings them joy and brings them happiness. So in this day and age, that likability, why do people want to be there? Because they like the people. So having that likability factor is key. If you can harness that likability factor, for some people, it's really easy. It just comes naturally. I can think of multiple people in our team. They are just always optimistic, always happy, always smiling. Then there's other people, not necessarily on our team, but in life that have to work at it a little bit more. It takes them effort to just make small talk. It takes effort for them to smile. They might have that resting angry face, I'll call it. But you know what? You can learn it. If it's not innate in you and you don't have it naturally, it is a skill you can learn. You might have to work at it, but if you can harness that skill of being likable, I'm telling you, your future will be so different. So many good things come out of it. The happier you feel, it changes everything around you, right? Likable people bring out the best in others. Better service is given by likable people. I had the cutest little 21-year-old Bright House at my house for 3 hours just now working on my internet that isn't working. But he was here and so enjoyable. I sat and had a conversation with him and talked about his school. And I even said to him, at 21 years old, to sit with a 40-some-year-old woman is pretty impressive. A lot of people don't have that anymore. They don't make small talk. I'm telling you, because of his likability factor, if he would have said, will you do this or this? I would have done it because of him. He was just a nice guy, and you don't have that happen all the time, especially in the service industry. We are in the service industry, you guys. Likable people inspire others to give more. Who are you going to go give to? Which charity? The one that's crabby or the one that has a person up there that is extremely likable and smiling? And why do you think they hire celebrities to do things, right? They hire the celebrities that we like because they're likable, and then we tend to do what they do. We buy their products or we give to the charity. I think it was Jennifer Aniston, I just saw in St. Jude the other day. Well, she's so darn cute. It makes you want to give to St. Jude, right? It's again the likability factor. Likable people get recognized. Likable people can outperform because they create a positive feedback loop. They give positive feedback to others who then give positive feedback to them, helping them grow. You know, the greatest work you'll ever do is probably done for somebody because you like them, not even necessarily for yourself. If you like somebody, you're going to want to work harder. If your hostess likes you as the stylist, she's going to work so hard to get that, not just for her to get that 300 or 500, but because she likes you and she doesn't want to let you down. So again, if you are that likable person, build that relationship with your hostess, build that relationship with your customer. They're going to come back to you because they like you. All right. Likable people have better health. Why do they have better health? Because they have less stress, lower blood pressure, probably better with heart disease. People who, I hate to say this, but people who aren't as likable, then if you're not as likable and you're crabby a lot, you probably have a lower self-esteem. You probably have higher stress, higher blood pressure, heart disease, which can lead to so many other diseases as well. Your own self-esteem can be your own immune system. The higher self-esteem you have, it helps you in every area of your life. It helps you ward things off. It helps you stay healthy. So let that be the positive mindset of your mind. Get that positive self-esteem. How do you get that? By being likable. Then people want to be around you and that boosts your confidence, right? People give you compliments that boost your confidence. It's such a circle that goes round and round. If you don't have a lot of friends because maybe you're not super friendly, of course, that's going to hurt your self-esteem. So again, if you see the chain there, the likable things bring in good things to your life. Likability also can impact choices that you make in your life. Choices you make may not shape your life as much as the choices people make about you. Most people make choices in a kind of a predictable way. They listen, they decide whether they want to believe it or not. They decide what they've heard, and then they're going to put value to it, and then they're going to believe you. So think about your business, right? You're making choices. You're building relationships with people. You're talking to them. You're asking about their family. So are they going to necessarily think Color Street's the greatest thing in the whole wide world? Maybe another brand comes out to compete with us, but they think, you know what? I don't even want to try that brand because I really like Debbie and I like buying from her. She's always been there. She's commented on my stuff. Again, they're going to go with you because they've listened to you. They've talked to you. You've talked with them. All right. And they've learned to trust you and build value on what you're saying. So yeah, they're going to think Color Street's the greatest thing and they're going to go along with you. So another reason why it's always important to have good conviction in what you're selling and believe in it. Yes, of course, Sharon, even introverts can be likable. Absolutely. You do not have to be an extrovert to be likable. Again, it's all about conversations you carry on. Are you the person that's crabby and giving dirty looks to people? Or are you the person that smiles and is friendly? You do not have to be the person that's wah all the time to be likable. Remember, likable comes with people trusting you. You follow your word. You say you're going to mail something out. You mail it out. You say being consistent, commenting on their post. Introverts, that's one thing about social media can do for people is the most introverted person sometimes can have this bigger personality by talking more through social media. So it's an amazing thing we have with social media to help people like that who can then gradually get out of their shell and start talking with people out in public. So remember, you don't have to be the person that is running around. I'm not a super hyper crazy person. I'm running around, but it's really easy for me to make small talk at a store, just to hold a door open for somebody. I think I held the door open for someone carrying something today, and then a mom was coming in with her baby. I'm like, come on, baby mama, get up here. I mean, she had the biggest smile on her face. Little things like that. It doesn't take a lot to be likable. And again, you don't have to be that extrovert. You're so right, Sharon. So let's talk about kind of some key elements of being likable. One is friendliness that we've talked about. Friendliness, oh my gosh, I'm going to pick that up and hang up or it's going to ring a whole bunch of times. Okay, sorry. They keep calling me, probably see if my internet's working, which it's not, which is why I'm on my phone. Okay, friendliness. Friendliness is the most fundamental element of likability, right? You want to be friendly. You need to be friendly. Consider it when you first meet somebody. That first impression can go a long way, you guys. And by friendly, I mean really expressing, and listening to them if they're talking, putting a smile on your face, shaking their hand. Maybe it's putting a hand on someone's shoulder. Just anything to give that positive feeling. How you doing today? And if they give kind of oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then ask more if you want to ask more. If you perceive someone likes you, you're going to end up being more friendly, right? It's hard to be friendly with somebody who totally gives you the cold shoulder. So when someone talks to you, the friendlier you are, the more engaging it can become in a conversation. I think we all know that when you try to engage with a crabby person, it's not nearly as fun. Well, sometimes it's fun just to see where you can take it. I will say, sometimes I just try to kill with kindness when they're really crabby, depending on why they're crabby. But for the most part, when you engage with someone that's friendly back, it sure is a lot more enjoyable to have a conversation back and forth. You're less likely to get a reaction of someone that's being rude or angry if you're friendly with them, right? That there's 2 hormones we can release that goes along with your emotional state. When you are friendly releases DHEA. I'm never going to be able to say it. It's like dehydroplandestrone. Don't know how to say it. Maybe you guys do. So that's your feel-good hormone. It reduces stress. It slows down your heart. Unfriendly behaviors release cortisol in your body. Bad hormone. It gives you symptoms of stress, rush of blood to your face, that pounding chest feeling. We've all had that at some point, right? When we get upset about something. So just think, when you walk around, just a smile, especially this time of year when everybody's crazy, could be all people need for that nice little touch to get them that positive hormone going in their body. When you're friendly to others, they want to do it back. Look how many people pay it forward. I can't tell you how many times, at least a handful of times, I've been getting a Coke at McDonald's or somewhere. Someone has bought my drink and it makes me so happy. $1 drink. And it makes me feel so good that what do? I pay it to the person behind me. When you get friendly, you tend to be friendly, right? You can't help it. It's hard not to be. So being relevant is kind of going beyond just being friendly. It's making more than that. Now it's being relevant, finding out their needs, their interests. It's the building relationships that's key. So when we meet our customers for the first time, we meet them, we build that rapport, but then we need to get beyond that. Then we need to start building more than that. Why do you think they want that set of nails? Oh, because they're going to this type of party. Oh, they have this type of event coming up. Oh, they have a daughter that plays soccer. All those little things you're finding out. And my gosh, social media sure makes that a lot easier, doesn't it? We can find out about their life by asking them, but we can also watch what they're doing through that. And so we can make comments that way and build relationships that way. Empathy. It gives us empathy to be able to talk to people. Something's going on. And empathy and sympathy are a little bit different. Sympathy you can kind of fake, but empathy you can't. Does that person wonders, does this person really understand me? Do they understand what's going on? Let's say somebody is having a really hard time in their life. Maybe you're going to send them a free set of nails. Or maybe you're not going to bother them about buying nails because you know that they're going through something right now. Maybe it's a team member. You don't want to nag them. Did you just sell your $300 this month when you know that something's going on in their life that is pretty significant? You need to have that empathy in all areas of your life, because that's one thing. I think we all get caught up in what we are doing, that you've got to remember to take a step back when other people are going through things. You got to be real, right? People can tell when you're fake. Don't be fake. So if it's hard for you to be friendly, figure out a way that you can be likable and friendly in your own way, but make sure you keep it genuine. if you're super friendly, I know sometimes super friendly people come across as not real, even though they are so real, but you think there's no way. She's way too good to be true. There's no one that acts like this, no one that does that. Who would act like this? But there are those people out there, you guys. People can tell when you're honest. So be honest, be real, be yourself. That's what's going to build true trust with people. So I want you to take a minute, and your challenge is to think about, are you likable? What groups are you likable to? What do you need to improve on? It's interesting. I used to think about my dad. My dad was always very good at making small talk conversation when we were out. And he had a harder time with making conversation with people he knew. And I've always kind of kept that in the back of my head of wondering why. And so I don't know what it was, but I can see that sometimes for me. Sometimes I find I'm more forgiving of people I don't know than if they did something to me than if a friend did something to me. If a friend, sometimes I think, I can't believe I'm getting everything today, phone calls on here, or a family member. But if that was someone I didn't know as well, I would be quicker to forgive them. So that's one area I have to work at with my likability, is making sure that just because it's my family or it's a close friend, I need to be just as likable with them and have all those great traits as I am with the people that I'm meeting in the store and making the small talk with. If I'm happy around them, then I don't want to go dump on all my friends, right? And be, oh my gosh, and have the negative. Do you ever have that friend you call up and, hi, how are you? Oh my gosh. I finally stopped calling one of my friends because every time I talk to her, that's how she answered the phone. And honestly, it gets kind of old after a while when all you hear is complaints out of a person. So I want to talk to the person that's going to bring me up and not bring me down. So think about your likability factor. I think it's always a work in progress. There's always ways you can improve on it, always ways that you can think, how can I do better? And think, how can it affect your job? What can you do? Is it reaching out to some customers this week? Is it commenting on some customers' posts this week to talk to them, and ask questions, get to know them better, build that trust. So I challenge you to take the time to do that, especially around the holidays. Don't get so busy that you're just wanting the sales, but you don't take time to remember those customers and thank those customers or thank those teammates and spend time with those teammates and family, right? I mean, this is a great time to show everybody, to show your love, to show your appreciation. So that's what I have for you guys today, the importance of being likable. And my spotlight will be out later this week. My gal who I chose for the likability factor has been super busy. So she said she would get me her stuff by the end of the week, and I will post her hopefully in the next few days. So everybody enjoy your day. Thanks for being patient with my new internet that didn't work either. Have a great day, everyone.